Hey, good morning, everybody. We're going to be up here at the wood yard today and cutting 3 logs on the Timber King. We're going to cut 1 red oak, which is on the bed right now. We're going to cut 1 black oak, and then we're going to try our hand at 1 more hackberry. Come along. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine Acres. I'm Jason here. We're up in the wood yard again. As we said in the intro, we're gonna practice on 3 more logs today. We've got 1 red oak, we've got 1 black oak, and then we're gonna try that hackberry again. We've got that 1 big fat straight piece of that we're gonna try and see if that goes a little smoother than kind of that gnarly one that we had before. So the first one I'm going to do is this red oak right here. And I guess it was the first day I got the sawmill. This was probably the 3rd or 4th log I put on. Did not check it with a metal detector, and there was a huge chunk of metal embedded in the side of it. So that was my first experience hitting metal with the bandsaw. Definitely got to go through that at least once in your life. Scared the crap out of me. But anyway, pulled it off, put it on the firewood pile. If you watched the last firewood video, we showed you some of that black staining from the metal in there. I actually found a couple nails embedded in it as well. We're clear of stains on each side now, so I think we're good to go. It's just a little over 5 feet long. So again, this is just for practice. I don't know how useful 5-foot boards are, but we'll use it for something, and it should be nice looking red oak. But I'll bring you around to the end here and kind of show you what the game plan is for cutting this. Okay, I think that shows up decent on camera, but I've just kind of penciled out the game plan for cutting this guy. So the middle 4x4 section here, the pith, that's basically trash, so we're going to try to cut around that. The best boards that we want to get are coming off each way of that 4x4 section. Just try to get that grain pattern running very similar through each one. So I've kind of penciled in roughly 1-inch boards coming off each side. And as far as sequence of cutting, again, this is the first time trying this, so I think it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe restack and start cutting our 1-bys at that point. And then these corner sections, we'll take a look at those, but in either direction, you could probably get another one either horizontally here or vertically here, but I just want to take a look at it. And it kind of looks simple as I pencil it out, but once you get it on the mill and start rolling it around, it may or may not be as easy. But come along, we're gonna take a stab at getting this guy cut. All right, at the end of the day, we got what we wanted here, but how we got there was absolutely incorrect, so I had to cut that video short. I have no business putting that on the internet, unless you just want to see what not to do on a sawmill. I think in the middle there you saw there's actually like a 4x6 fell over this power band here, and that's a huge no-no with the sawmill. So obviously got to get smarter at this, but at the end of the day, bring that in a little closer. Blade skipping a little bit there. Probably need a new blade, but that's going to clean up really nice. So success in product, what we wanted, but like I said, how we got there and the sequence of cuts, not quite there yet. So we're going to keep working on that. Let me get a little bit of water on here and just kind of show you guys up close on this, and then I'm going to take a lunch break and come back, and hopefully we have better success on log number 2. So we rinsed these guys off. Definitely got some good character to them. Speaking of characters.
Hi, be nice.
All right, so we got a little lunch break in and coming back, and I'm gonna skip the black oak for now. That's substantially longer. We're gonna go to this hackberry. It's right at 6 foot, the same length that we had on the red oak that we cut this morning. So I think we'll be able to stack and sticker it in the same pile. I know they're not like species, but for now we're trying to produce material, but we don't have anywhere to put a lot of things yet. So we're still shuffling and doing a lot of that. But with this hackberry, we're going to do a little bit different. I'm going to attempt to actually quarter saw this, and I don't want to draw it up until I get it on the mill. I want to see how this thing sits, and then I'll draw it up and bring you in. But in a nutshell, we're going to cut this thing in half right off the get-go. I'm going to take the grapple tractor, remove the top half, spin it 90, and then cut into a true quarter. Take that piece off, and you'll see what I do, but hopefully it'll just go back and forth. And instead of cutting 1 inch like we did with the red oak this morning, this hackberry just has everything I've read about it. It really wants to twist, warp, and do its own thing. So I'm gonna cut 2 inches on these guys, and hopefully that will give it a little more rigidity. But we're gonna pick this guy up. He's heavy. I remember doing it before. I couldn't get it with the grapple tractor. So I hope I can at least drag it back, and I'm gonna grab it with the skid steer and move it over to the mill, and hopefully get this thing positioned right. Here we go. All right, this thing's really heavy, but for what I'm doing with it here, I think I've about got it as good as I can. It's resting right here for now, but I'll take you around the back, and you can see I need to get these log stops down to make this first cut it in half. So I'm gonna try to drag it back to the right here, just enough so that log stop will clear and get down. All right, so now even if I get this guy pushed up to the log stops, I'm not gonna have clearance here. So I think the answer to get this cut is I need to rotate it so it's skinny vertically and slide it over so I'm balanced on these 2 supports here, and let that lip hang down to the left of this support. Wish me luck. All right, so now I probably made my second cardinal mistake here, pulling on that single log stop with the grapple on the tractor. So now I'm gonna have to reset that guy. All right, so we got it finally seated in there. I think you'll see us about where that blade's gonna go. We want to cut right at the center of that pith. And I think we got clearance on this side. I think the weight of the log will hold it, even though it's not snug on these log stops. I really hate I bent that one, but other than that, I feel pretty good that we got this thing up there. So like I said, we're gonna cut this thing not truly in half, but right at the pith. So we're gonna make this slice and then peel the top off with the grapple tractor. one thing after another with this guy, but I'm gonna lose clearance where my saw head's not gonna be able to pass right here. So I'm gonna get the chainsaw and knock a piece of that off. And it's a pain, but you can see like this will be the first cut that we make, and that grain pattern looks pretty nice. So I think it's going to be worth the effort here. All right, so this is where I've been trying to get to. So we've got this guy sawn into quarters, and now we're going to saw from the bottom up. I've got this blade set at 2 inches. This is where with the Hackberry, we wanted to keep it thicker. But yeah, we're going to cut 2 inches off the bottom. Then we're going to rotate it this way and cut 2 inches off that side, and then just go back and forth and start peeling them off. First time doing this, so let's see how it goes. So this is halfway, come on, focus. This is halfway through Hackberry log, and this is quarter sawn. Got it cleaned up, and then we're gonna stack this on top of the red oak, just because they are the same length for now. Let them start drying. They look pretty good, I'm impressed. All right, so we're getting into day 2 of this video. Had to wrap up. Miss Kara got home last night, had some other things to do, and had a little rain this morning, so spent some time in the shop. But we've got the last 2 quarters of this Hackberry to go, so we're going to saw those up quick, get those stacked and stickered and stacked. Did I say that wrong? Either way, get those guys with the rest of the wood, and then we're going to probably wrap this up. But come along, we're going to cut these last 2 quarters. So you just saw that I ran the blade into the log dog. I mean, that's beyond rookie mistake there, but metal on metal, not usually a good thing. Let me grab a square quick. So I'm quarter sawing all this at 2 inches, and just kind of leaving everything static and cutting off the bottom. But that's making the assumption this guy's sitting at 1.5 inches, and I saw it right up, and I didn't trust my gut to go check it, and sure enough, you can see right here, nicked that guy. So I guess the good thing was that it was an old blade about to be changed anyway, but that's still never good practice. So we'll put a new blade on, get back after it. All right, so I think that's going to be it for this video. I know we talked about doing 3 logs, doing that black oak as well. Just not going to have time for that. This took a little longer. Definitely had some obstacles. As they say, education is never free, and I think I got a little bit of that in the last 2 days cutting these 2. But it's a good pile at the end of the day. We quarter sawed the Hackberry, and then kind of tried to get quarter saw logs out of that red oak as well. Definitely need to work out cutting sequences on that, because I do, this is the 4x4 pith out of that. I do like getting rid of that piece and it just really seems like the grain pattern on all the pieces that we did pull out were really good. So again, we'll keep practicing on that. Our next problem we've got is just storage. We're able to cut more lumber, but until we get enough of the same species piled up and ready to go, and then a nice level clear spot to put those in the woods, we're at a little bit of a standstill. So I will get that black oak cut, but then after that we may take a little break, process some firewood, and maybe just get some space clear to store lumber. So I don't know, that was super fun, even with some of the mistakes I made. You saw me hit metal on metal, ran that blade into the log dog. Like I said, thankfully that was an old blade that was about to get changed anyway, but still never want to make those kind of mistakes at all with that kind of equipment. But man, I'm learning every day we do this, so I think this was a big step moving forward, and still super fun and enjoy doing that. I hope you guys enjoyed being here. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment, tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.